Hello everyone, my name is Ananya Rajput, a law intern at Lexis & Company. So today I'm going to talk about, can death penalty be ever justified? Now, death penalty is also known as capital punishment, which is a legal process where the state sends a death row inmate to execution as a punishment for a grave offense committed. Although not all crimes are punishable by death, there are strong opinions shared by both pro-death penalty and anti-death penalty supporters. The death penalty is cruel, inhuman, and degrading. A larger section of civilized society is opposed the death penalty at all times, regardless of who is accused and the crime or the guilt or innocence or method of execution. Now, there are certain list of pros of the death penalty. Firstly, death penalty tax money. Proponents say despite expenses incurred by the government from imposing capital punishment, death penalty is still cheaper compared to the cost of life without parole. Although there is no contention that the cost of the former is high, life imprisonment is accumulately higher given the expenses for the food, healthcare, and other costs of sustaining the lives of incarnated individuals serving life. Secondly, it deters would-be criminals to commit felonies. Now, advocates of death penalty cite examples on how imposing the death sentence or abolishing it affect crime rate. According to a study conducted in the late 1960s, there was a 7% crime rate increase on the years when this law was abolished. On the other hand, fewer crimes were committed with the increase in number of inmates in a death row who were executed each year. Proponents say that these figures clearly indicate the efficacy of capital punishment on deterring crimes. Thirdly, the absence of death penalty is synonym to crime rate increase. As reported by Time magazine, an estimated 2 crore people in the United States have been victims of crime from assault to murder. With insufficient laws to address this problem or the lack of teeth in these laws, criminals become careless and bolder to commit heinous crimes because of the leniency in punishment and loopholes in the justice system. For these reasons, there is a need for death penalty. Fourthly, it is constitutional and does not violate the 8th Amendment, which prohibits the federal government from imposing excessive bail, fines, and cruel and unusual punishments, which also includes torture. Fifthly, death penalty is just a punishment for crimes committed against the right to life, freedom, and safety of victims. It is the right of an individual to live peacefully and be free from harm. Unfortunately, crimes like murder, rape, and assault, these are committed by perpetrators who have no regard for life and property of others. Since they violate other people's lives, it is but fair that they are brought to justice and suffer the fate they rightfully deserve. Now, people who are for capital punishment also talk about free will, wherein an individual is given the right to do things in his or her own volition, and he or she is responsible for his or her own fate. There are a list of cons of death penalty. Number one is innocent people are wrongly executed. Now, one of the arguments of opponents of death penalty is the inevitable of sending innocent people who are wrongly accused to the death row and eventually execution. The sad thing about this, according to those who are opposed, is that innocence is proven after the execution has been carried out. Now, in relation to the free will, some criminals are suffering from mental illness or are having clouded judgment at the time of the crime. Opponents contend that there are instances where people commit premeditated crimes and are aware of what they are doing. However, it does not discount the fact that crimes can also be committed out of passion or extreme anger, triggered by a situation which makes an offender act on impulse. There are also those who are suffering from mental illness and not taking medication, which can lead them to committing offenses they have no control of. Now, thirdly, it is an added cost to the government and taxpayers' money. With the argument that life imprisonment with no parole is more expensive, opponents say that in general the government spends more taxpayers' money in handling cases of death row inmates. This is due to the length and complexity of trials, the numbers of defenders to be higher, and the overall process. They contend that there are two trials the state will spend for. One is for the verdict and another is for sentencing, not including the number of appeals that will be submitted while keeping the convicted prisoner inside maximum security. Fourthly, death penalty is a form of revenge. While proponents say that imposing capital punishment is a form of retribution, that is to punish who has committed a crime, opponents argue that it is revenge. For the latter, to avenge a crime committed by another individual may be understandable, by killing someone for murdering another person is also unconstitutional. It is crime in itself that only masked by the term capital punishment, and in truth the only continues the series of violence. International views on capital punishment: currently 58 nations actively practice capital punishment, while 96 countries have abolished it. Article 2 of the Charter of Fundamental Rights of the European Union prohibits the use of capital punishment. The UN General Assembly has adopted non-binding resolutions calling for a global moratorium on executions. Over 60% of the world's population lives in countries where execution take place, which are China, India, the US, and Indonesia. Each of these four nations voted against the UN resolution. Among non-governmental organizations, Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch are noted for the opposition to capital punishment. Thank you.